Good night and hello and welcome to the first and probably last episode of Half Past, and we'd like to start off with the half-truth news. Elon Musk reportedly used ketamine, ecstasy, and other pills as he became closer to Trump, also known as the Diddy Shake.
When President Trump was asked whether or not he would consider pardoning Sean Diddy Combs, he said he would need to, quote, look at the facts. After reviewing the full 96-hour freak-off footage, the president's decision is still inconclusive.
Patti LuPone condemned by over 500 Broadway artists for bullying of Audra McDonald and Keisha Lewis. The general consensus among Americans is, who?
Using AI, students have deciphered the title of a 2,000-year-old Greek text buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. They were disappointed, however, when the text read, "Help! I'm on fire! Send an ambulance! I'm going to die!"
City Councilmember Kamala Hanks calls for tougher penalties for those who assault boat workers. Ferryman Attacker Guild revolts.
Using a newly developed optics system, scientists have captured the sharpest ever view of the sun's outer atmosphere. We reached out to those responsible for taking the photos for comment, but they were all busy getting their corneas replaced.
Narrow lanes in the Detroit Grand Prix is causing trouble for cars practicing. Drivers will also find difficulty in driving in the Motor City when they find their car on cinder blocks.
Scientists claim to have identified a key shift that's led to a steady rise in bedbug infestations. What's the secret? You guessed it, hippies.
As the new season of Sex and the City rolls around, the question still lies. How is Sarah Jessica Parker still famous?
European researchers from the University of Derby in England suggest that there may only be 6 continents after all, though after a thorough peer review, it was determined that they forgot to count themselves in the study.
Texas teen Faizan Zaki spells eclaircissement to win the National Spelling Bee. Nice try, Faizan. I don't know what that means.
Frankenstein stars Oscar Isaac and Mia Goth tease, quote, big Mexican adaptation. Jacob Elordi's monster will be seen drinking Modelo, listening to Selena, and throwing a little girl into a river.
Fish thought extinct for 85 years reappears in the Himalayan River. Turns out they just hadn't looked.
2 American paleontologists claim to have discovered a new horned dinosaur species, which they have dubbed the Lokiceratops. Personally, I'm a little skeptical of their claim, as I was under the impression dinosaurs were extinct.
Dolphins and orcas have passed the point of no return in their evolution to live on land again. Scientists say that they are stuck on sea for good. Finally, we can all rest at ease.
Astronomers have observed a black hole ripping a star apart inside of a galactic collision, becoming the second only time such a phenomenon has been seen. When asked about the occurrence, a representative from the National Institute of Astrophysics said, quote, it is a peculiar event. Read more about it in this month's edition of Understatements of the Century.
Parasite found in cat poop infecting up to 50% of men can decapitate human sperm, yet I still don't know how they fit a guillotine in a guy's balls.
Scientists say that dinosaurs could hold the key to new breakthrough cancer discoveries. Unfortunately, the dinosaurs are keeping a very tight lip about their findings.
Woman suffered from a 7-year infection after her ex farted in her face in a hotel room. Talk about a blast from the past.
The CDC has urged Americans to cancel their flights after finding one of the world's most infectious diseases spreading on planes. They went on to say, quote, swamp ass is not to be taken lightly and is a danger to yourself and those around you.
All right, so don't cut this. Keep it. I read the word houses as horses in this next joke. So it's pretty horse-based. Former We Buy Ugly Horses franchise owner to plead guilty in fraud scheme that cost investors $40 million. Trying to build a pyramid scheme off of horses never works. Too many hooves to stack them on each other.
That might be the best joke. Shall I?
Yeah, go.
A new study finds that smoking marijuana and eating cannabis gummies could be linked to dangerous health risks such as high blood pressure, a heightened risk of heart attack, and becoming Cheech.
Warning after 250 million bees escaped from overturned truck in U.S. Jerry Seinfeld and his casting agency found surveying the wreckage for the next big thing.
In a pilot trial, creatine supplements have given a hint of promise for people suffering from Alzheimer's disease. The subjects experienced no improved cognitive function, however, but are getting, quote, jacked as fuck.
K-pop band Odyssey has just released their debut album. What the fuck is Korea, says Homer.
For the first time ever, AI has revealed what's really inside of a black hole, leaving scientists around the world stunned. Though you might not be as impressed when you learn the answer is, surprise, surprise, blackness.
FDNY rescued Bronx man stuck in trash compactor this weekend. Unfortunately, his 7-foot-tall furry sidekick with a speech impediment was tragically slain.
Shootings and homicides hit a record low in New York this year, in what the mayor calls a sign of progress. though the Mafia are calling it a sign someone's been slacking.
Victoria's Secret website is down in the U.S. amid security incident. 13-year-olds with a healthy supply of Jergens outraged.
A salmonella outbreak linked to recalled cucumbers has sickened dozens across 18 states, proving that salmonella can indeed be contracted through rectal insertion.
The U.S. Postal Service has launched its new Dog Bite Awareness campaign to stop canine attacks on postal workers. Dogs now found silently protesting, defecating on the newspaper featuring the campaign.
A New Jersey man has been charged with the theft of 2 instruments that belong to the rock band Heart. He has pleaded not guilty, though it should be noted when police made the arrest, he was wearing Nancy Wilson's guitar strap and nothing else.
Worms caught building flesh towers in the wild. Man who decided to call them flesh towers has been stoned to death.
A new statue of Joseph Stalin was unveiled in the Moscow subway as Russia tries to revive the dictator's legacy, in a move that can only be described as not ideal.
A giant mouth has opened on the sun and even looks surprised. Sarah Jessica Parker is still famous, the mouth says. On a different note, genitalia burns on astronauts reach shocking new high.
A British Airways flight attendant was arrested after dancing naked mid-flight while allegedly high on drugs. Which sounds all well and good until you realize the flight attendant was a dude.
Scientists developed mosquito STD to combat malaria, otherwise known as the inciting incident of AIDS 2, Mega AIDS.
Vietnam has ended its long-standing 2-child policy as they face declining birth rates and a growing gender imbalance. Also, the sneaker factory is short-staffed and it turns out robots don't work for rice.
Hey there, friend, do you have a minute? Got some stuff I want to talk about in it. About a kid from a show called Even Stevens. It's something we can all believe in. Flicking Beans Minute, sponsored by Bush's Baked Beans. Alright, so, in 2002, Beans said that his favorite food was spaghetti because his mom was Italian, and eating it with his friends is like one big family. Beans recently dressed up as Stitch to see Lilo and Stitch. Thank you for the Beans Minute.